Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see a man back for a 16th NFL season. Eli Manning and the New York Football Giants as they take on Dak Prescott and the defending NFC East champs, the Dallas Cowboys. So with that, let's head over to the heart of Texas. Massive AT&T Stadium in Arlington. On the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State in the very mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with Eli Manning and the New York Giants. Calling the action from up top, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis with you. We got an NFC East matchup here, CD. The most difficult division year to year to really predict. In fact, no team has repeated as division champ since 2004, 15 years ago.
And that was the Eagles, correct?
Yeah.
They went back-to-back. Well, let's be honest about it. The way that these teams match up, the way that they draft, all trying their best to win their division, very similar styles. Eagles won the Super Bowl not that long ago. Washington, with good health, they were winning the division last year late in the season. How about New York with the Giants trying to make their move? And, of course, Dallas won the division a year ago. But this division is so interesting with Saquon Barkley in New York. Did you know that the caddy of Tiger Woods wore Saquon Barkley's jersey underneath his caddy outfit at the Masters in 2019 when Tiger won for the first time in a long time? Let's be honest about it. Saquon Barkley, he's pretty popular.
Eli Manning heading out and a lot on his shoulders this year. For the first time in his career, he may be looking over his shoulder at what's behind him in the rookie Daniel Jones. And you think about that first preseason game, Jones was really terrific. And I know it was a preseason game, game number 1, but he was 5 for 5 on the lone drive that he had, leading the Giants to a touchdown. And he started to make believers out of a lot of folks who questioned taking him with that number 6 pick.
And there were a lot of people who questioned that pick in the New York area. You remember the newspapers after the pick. They really blasted it. Remember the fans. I think Daniel Jones went to a Yankees game, and they showed him up on the big screen. He gets booed, which is kind of a rite of passage in New York. But my favorite story was he was with his family not too long after the draft. They went out to get some ice cream, and the guy was scooping up the ice cream. A story came on the TV about Daniel Jones, and the guy's like, I can't believe the Giants took that guy with the number 6 pick. And you know what Daniel Jones replied to him was? Yeah, me either. That's quite a surprise. How great is that? In the poise and handling things in the early going, and what a payoff. Great start for him in his first preseason game.
But you know what the Giants team president said?
Oh, yeah, John Mara. I know exactly what he said because he said it consistently since they took Daniel Jones. He hopes that Eli Manning has a great year and that Daniel Jones never sees the field in his rookie season.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Manning going to hand it off to Barkley. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. And this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Working from the gun, Manning. And that is incomplete. Not the opening possession they were looking for, especially on the road.
No doubt about it, because they wanted to come out and establish a little momentum right away. But now bringing up a 4th down, an empty possession, not what they were seeking.
Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. Back deep for the Cowboys, Tavon Austin. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Dak Prescott heading out to lead the Dallas Cowboys, but it's been Zeke who's gotten most of the headlines. However, Dak's got a contract situation looming in his own right, Charles. He'll be a free agent at the end of the year. Jerry Jones has said that signing him is a priority, but they'd be comfortable playing the season.
Well, they may be comfortable playing the season, but you've got a quarterback who needs to be signed for the future. And when you look at what's happened in the offseason and in their own division in Philadelphia with Carson Wentz getting his contract, he set the number now. And I would expect Dak to get something.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Alec Ogletree. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Prescott. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. And the offensive starters for Dallas.
It's so good to see big number 72, Travis Frederick, back in a Cowboys uniform. Remember, he missed all of last season with Guillain-Barré syndrome. And prior to that, he'd been to the Pro Bowl 4 straight times at center. And his return, a huge boost to the offensive line. Better to have him in uniform than coaching.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Prescott from the gun. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Trust me, Brandon, I'm not about to try and take your job. I can't do what you do. But that wasn't just 3 and out. That felt like 3 and backwards.
That's exactly what it was. You can have my job whenever you want it. The drive that you're looking for, though, probably going forward. Bad start to the ball game.
Yeah, not the way to get things going.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. Jabril Peppers is deep for the Giants. Pressure comes and the Giants block. And he will score. Touchdown, Giants. As his guys are in for 6. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
There are plenty of ways for a special teams coach to get excited. And when you block a punt into the end zone and recover for a score, yeah, he's going to be jumping up and down a big way.
And as a punter, you know that clock is ticking. He just didn't get it off in time. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. It's up, it's good, and the Giants have a 7-0 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. And before the Cowboys get going here on this drive, the big news for them all summer, if you're a fantasy player, I'm sure you've been paying attention to it as well. Ezekiel Elliott not reporting to the team. He's been down in Cabo working out. And Jerry Jones, don't laugh.
I'm laughing, right?
Why, because you don't work out in Cabo?
He's in Cabo working out.
I know. But
that sentence has never been used before.
Well, how about this Jerry Jones quote? You don't need a rushing champion to win a Super Bowl.
And Zeke's camp is saying, okay, you may have to prove that, because for Jerry Jones, he's saying, listen, we've signed Alfred Morris, who's been a proven running back in the league, but that was a few years.
Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Giants ready to get the football here again. And earlier we talked about Eli Manning, but he's got some big question marks in the receiving core. Of course, no OBJ. He's in Cleveland. But Sterling Shepard has a fractured thumb, though they think he'll be a go for the opener. They're hoping so. Corey Coleman won't, however. An ACL tear in training camp he's done for the year. And then Golden Tate recently lost an appeal, so he has to sit out those first 4 games.
And all of that happened as we headed towards the season. So the Giants trying to adjust on the fly and get some more receivers in camp. But you do have Saquon Barkley, who can run it and catch it quite well. And the other guy who will benefit from guys being down, tight end Evan Ingram. If he stays healthy, he'll get a lot of footballs thrown his way.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, and now they look up at a 3rd and 5. To throw, it's Manning. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
So on 4th down, on comes the Giants kicker, Aldrick Rosas. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. Rosas' kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. Remember, with Rosas, there was some speculation last year in the preseason that he might not hold on to his job with the Giants.
But he certainly answered the challenge, didn't he? 32 of 33 during the regular season, 97% that is, and was named to the NFC Pro Bowl team. And by the way, at 6'3", 234, he can bench press your kicker.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Dak Prescott on the offense heading back onto the field. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. 1 play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's the man who's led the league in rushing twice in 3 seasons, Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And we look now at the defense for the Giants.
Jabril Peppers, a former 1st-round pick of the Cleveland Browns in 2017, has returned to his home area to play for the New York Giants. And he's looking for an opportunity to really shine. Sharp in returning the football on kickoffs and punts. The Giants believe he can fill the gap at safety for them.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Here's Elliott. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Well, we see so many good battles in the NFC East, and Cowboys and Giants, they rarely disappoint. They didn't disappoint last year. Cowboys got the better of the Giants both times. Week 2, 20-13, and then in Week 17, a thriller, 36-35. That was a game where Dak Prescott threw 4 touchdown passes. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
On second down, Elliott. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. A run for Tony Pollard, the Memphis product. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it 2nd down and 12. On second down now, it's Elliott. And this one also slow and developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
On third down, it's Prescott. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. And look at this. It's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Giants are going to get the football back. And New York set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, it looked like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10. Faking the give to Barkley. Now Manning finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Saquon Barkley, and an alley to run. And they'll get this down to the 10. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Well, that's something we saw over and over again in Barkley's rookie season. He had 91 catches last year, most ever by a rookie running back. Part of a fantastic rookie campaign that saw him go over 2,000 total yards.
Ready, break. Check, line 54. Line 54. They can't hang with us. Shoot. Watch the shoot.
On 1st down, Manning. This will be caught at about the 6. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
So now things get interesting on 3rd and goal from the 1.
This almost becomes a Darwinian call, doesn't it? Almost survival of the fittest here. I know we can go all cliche. I'll go ahead and do it. Who wants it more here? Who has a better leverage at the line of scrimmage?
Rush coming, and he's taken down. It's Christian Covington who notches the sack there. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Amari Cooper and the rest of the offense heading back out there now. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run, maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches. A pass there over the middle to start things out. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. To throw again on second down. Prescott. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. First down now, but that clock rolling. Prescott on first down. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6.
I can't believe they even let you play.
To the air again, Prescott. This is Cobb with a catch right side. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Prescott yet again. Over the middle, complete. It's Elliott. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. 1st and 10 right at the 20. They'll throw again. Prescott. Sideline throw, that's caught. Amari Cooper. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games for the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the two teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
One receiver to the left is Cooper. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And again, it's Prescott. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far and certainly plenty to look forward to as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well, as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Right here. Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey, we got 3,
They keep on the ground with Elliott. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
All day, every day, any day.
Prescott now from the 50. Outright completes it to Jarwin. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You talk about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Back.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. He finds Austin complete. And they do get this across midfield to the 49, but a small consolation prize as he's well short of the first.
Well, there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter. On, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful.
Let's go, baby.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
we
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Manning. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. First down for the Giants as they pick up 12. A healthy Evan Ingram, that could be a great elixir for New York this year. The season ago, he only played in 11 games because of the injuries, 35 catches, which was a dip down from 2 seasons ago when Ingram caught 64 passes. Out to the right here to Shepard. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Second and 9 at the 50-yard line.
Let's go now. 90 Wolf. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it.
On second down, here's Barkley. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 42.
He'd had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll run it again with Barkley, and he will have a first down here at about the 40. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
That's a tremendous group effort there, because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were.
We go. 70, Indy. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Like. Let's go.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Manning to Barkley on the draw play. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Yeah, baby.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and inches. That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. They'll go to Barkley again. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
How about the fellas with the stars on the side of their helmets rising up on defense? We always hear about the Cowboys' rushing offense. Their rush defense is pretty good as well, I think, because they're so cohesive. Defensive line, linebackers really work well together.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we were talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Cobb. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A well-executed 22-yard gain. 4th quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get 1 more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
So 1 play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Throwing, Prescott. And that is incomplete here.
NFL quarterbacks work so hard on their mechanics, and they do so much repetition and practice, off-season, the whole deal. They expect it to be autopilot once the games start. That way it eliminates any type of pressure of the game, pressure of people in your face, all of that. That didn't shine through on that throw, though, did it?
No. A little bit of a dangerous pass and off target, too. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking to get it into his receiver, Cooper, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
They have, you're right, they have had no room to breathe. Looking to throw, Prescott. And that will be incomplete as well.
And I think we'll probably see them go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Don't get nervous.
The Cowboys will go. Prescott. They'll roll him out right. He may try and run for this. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Manning. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard, and it's 2nd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
On 2nd down, Barkley. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Now that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge 4th quarter stop? And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Working from the gun, Manning. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 1st down for the Giants as they pick up 12. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. On 2nd and 9, Manning. He'll get that complete to Simonson, the tight end. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now Manning on the bootleg. And Tate's got it. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Taking it in from the 20, and the Giants are able to add on to their lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Check, 47. Watch the pass. Here we go.
A first down throw for Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. Well, using Zeke Elliott in the passing game, that's something Cowboy fans are getting used to. Last year, 77 receptions. And you think back to his rookie season, he had 32 and then 26 his second year. But he's really on the uptick. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
Watch the screen.
Throwing again on second down. Prescott. And on the left side, he's got Witten. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Prescott from the gun. And this one complete to Witten over the middle. A gain of 6 there on first. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Prescott. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Amari Cooper, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To the air again, Prescott. Letting one go deep for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Jabril Peppers, the former first-round pick, there on the coverage. And Jason Garrett's going to leave the offense on the field. They're going to go for it here on 4th. Prescott to throw on 4th. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Giants are going to get the football back. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
No, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long from Big D.